Making the decision to move the person that you're caring for into a care home may be one of the toughest decisions that you'll make. It may become necessary not only for your own well-being, but for the well-being of the person that you're caring for. Marlene Collins is the director of 2 care homes in Calgary, and she has a wealth of experience to share with us. Marlene, in your experience, how does a care partner know when it's time for the person that they're caring for to move into a care home?
There are many reasons why people would prepare to go have their person in a care home, and usually it's an individual decision based on the resources of the family, based on the health of the caregiver, the type of dementia that the person would have, the type of behaviors, communication that person has, the amount of care requirements that they have. And it's a very difficult decision for someone to make.
Yeah, I'll bet it is. Can you describe for me the difference between the private care system and the public care system available in Alberta?
There's publicly funded, partially publicly funded. Those are all facilities that are funded by the government. And the private options would be those facilities that are fully paid for by the family and the person who's requiring the care.
Okay, and once you've made those 2 big decisions that it's time and whether to go public or private, what should you do to prepare? Where do you start?
Depending on the situation, there are many ways that one can start to prepare. The ideal way to start to prepare is if the person can attend a day support program within that facility, or a respite program of some sort. Or the other thing is bringing the person there to help familiarize them. So that would be the beginning thing that I would start to prepare for the client, and for the caregiver, the care partner. The preparation starts with yourself emotionally, and how you feel about that, and starting to look at your life and the relationship that you have with the person that you're caring for, and is being together in the home the right thing, or is it so difficult on both parties that the relationship can't continue to be like that? So that, to me, it's an emotional preparation that has to happen, really for both.
When the person is moving in and first arriving at the care home, what sort of paperwork should the care partner have with them?
They're all the legal documents, so the enduring power of attorney, any guardianship papers, the person's Alberta healthcare card, any insurance that they may have. So those are the kind of legal documents. And then the other thing, though, the most important thing to me is who is the individual that's coming to live in the center.
Anything else along those lines?
I would say that the getting to know you kinds of documents are really important. What kinds of things are stressors? What things make me happy? What are my strengths? What are the areas that I need help with? What are some of my challenges? And also what to do to help to make me feel better when I'm not feeling so well.
Oh, yeah.
And then the medical. There's a whole medical piece to that. Any prescriptions, any kind of diet regimens, those sorts of things, really, really important. And then having the person's past medical history is important, whether they've had surgeries. But the most important, because people with dementia usually can't tell you, oh, my ankle hurts or my back is sore. So the care partner is usually the historian to say, at night sometimes he or she has a sore back, so they get up and they want to walk, or get up in the morning really stiff, or need some time, to be able to just lie in bed before they're ready to get up. Those are the kinds of information that that information is great to be provided in the very beginning, so that the staff aren't, number one, they start caring for the person as an individual, and number two, aren't making mistakes that not knowing about the person and knowing that that person would be stressed if they were treated in a certain way.
That's a great idea. And what about personal items? What should you bring along those lines?
Well, personal items, I believe that the whole idea is to set up the room so that there are things that the person recognizes as being theirs. And I've seen two different schools of thought on that, and I've seen both work well. I've had care partners and families set up the room really, really well before the person comes, and everything there is familiar to them. But I've seen the other side of the coin as well, where the client doesn't want any of it, like, because this means I'm staying here. And if these things are here, I'm not staying here. This isn't my home. I'm not staying here. So don't bring in things. So I've seen both sides of that. So it depends on the person. But my suggestion is, if you bring a pillow and a comforter that person's used to, a favorite chair, a dresser, some pictures, and always make sure that the pictures are labeled on the back, so as to who they are, the people in the pictures, so that the staff can appropriately share with the client, and then have some hope of knowing the names that are involved in helping that person realize that they have family and they're loved and they're cared for.
Is there anything specific that you shouldn't bring?
Well, my suggestion is there's a few things. Making sure that what you do bring, you have clearly labeled, because the most important is that I want, in my facility, I want to make sure that the staff are paying attention to the clients and not worrying about belongings. So the things that you should bring are things that are clearly labeled. Things that you shouldn't bring are your family heirlooms, things that have huge value in your family, because the people one needs to think that the other people that the client is living with all have dementia too, and ultimately we're trying to create an atmosphere where people are not stressed, where they're feeling peaceful and not agitated and not needing to be redirected. And so when we think about normal behaviors of someone with dementia, clients go, they go in and out of people's rooms. They're going into other people's things, and they pick up other people's things. So by having those things labeled, then we have a hope of getting them back to who they belong to.
That's excellent information. Is there anything else that a person can do to prepare while they're waiting for the move?
I think the biggest thing is for families to communicate with each other, get together, and make a decision on who is going to be the spokesperson for that individual. Because, one of the things that I've encountered is, especially if you have a family member from away, that's not in the same city, maybe with differing ideas, maybe feeling guilty about the placement in the first place, making sure that there is a spokesperson, and that there's a consensus within the family that person will be the person who will be asking the questions, getting the answers, resolving conflict, because then the care staff can build a relationship with that individual, and then that person can be the spokesperson to fan out information, ask for decisions from the rest of the family, so that the care center is only really working with one individual. That's really helpful, because when there's discord between family members, it's very difficult to get done what needs to be done and provide the very best care for the client, which is our ultimate goal.
That's wonderful information. Thank you so much, Marlene.
You're welcome.